Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered, and today it's going to be a Carbot skin. It's going to be iNkA versus Sziky here on Destination. Wow, these colors are pretty darn close together. Ugh. Alright, sorry colorblind folks, but this is the best I can do. Top side of the map, we have the Peach Protoss player. It is iNkA. He's an American Protoss player, and in the bottom we have the Hungarian Zerg player. It is Sziky. Man, I like Sziky a lot. I like how he uses Overlords for drops, both against Terran and Protoss. I wish that more Zerg here played like Sziky, because I think drops are the secret to beating Protoss that you otherwise cannot beat on the field of battle. Alrighty then, so Destination here in the Carbot skin. Thank you to whoever suggested casting another Carbot. I kind of forgot about Carbot there. I don't know. It's been a weird year. I have 3 brain cells, maybe 2.5 now after the year that was 2020. Anyway, it's a 1440p Carbot cast. I'm not entirely sure that matters, to be honest with you. Like, I don't, does it help you see the details in the Carbot skin more clearly if it's in 1440p versus 1080? Maybe it does. Again, I'm not a graphics person. I don't understand how this works exactly. But anyway, probe coming in, seeing, well, you're going to see a complete lack of a pool. But that's why you probe scout, right? If it's going to be hatch first, you're here. You can see it happening. You can tell the Ire back home. You can tell the Protoss commander back home what's going on here. Templar, or I don't know, what is it? And if there's not a hatch that attempts to come down, then it's going to be a pool. Check this action out. See, nothing crazy at all. It's going to be just an overpool play. Nothing nuts on the other side for just expand a Rooney. Out of iNkA, going to play defensively rather than aggressively. If it's a gateway first, you're going to send some zealots out probably. If it's a forge first, cannons for defense, nexus up. Call it good. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, this isn't anything too aggressive from Sziky either. I mean, as a Protoss, you'd rather see a hatch first, because that way you're not really dealing with anything scary at all. An overpool, kind of scary, not too crazy, not too scary as, you know, a 9 pool or something even earlier than that. So far, so good here on Destination. Cannon coming up. Nexus ready to rock. The American Protoss player is happily mining with about 350 APM, about what Sziky is rolling with here today. Happy Saturday, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the video. Hope you're enjoying the Carbot. If you've been looking forward to a Carbot, I don't know. I've been trying to do these about once a month. I think I'm over that here. Because, I don't know, I feel like I get about equal numbers of people who are like, yay, Carbot, I love Carbot, and people who are like, the Carbot is the worst thing ever to happen to StarCraft. Yes, I hear you. I hear all of you, but I must do some things to make some people happy and some things to make other people happy. You cannot make all of the people happy at all of the time. Look at this. Jukes! iNkA's jukes! Oh, yeah, that was hot. I would have lost that probe if I was iNkA. Look at iNkA's control here. He's a pretty good player. Never actually cast him before, but again, American Protoss, he did get picked up by a Swedish team. He played for Evil Geniuses, actually, back in the day. So I feel like we're going to have a pretty good game here. I did not pick something where I felt like Sziky would ruffle stomp. To be honest, I did not know Sziky's name either until about a year ago. I really just started casting Sziky kind of on a whim, and he's great. So I think iNkA, you know, iNkA could be the same thing. Could be a player I never really was familiar with. But we find their replays. We cast him here in 2021 in 1440p. In a cartoon skin, which, man, if you had told Sziky that, hey, in, you know, 10, 15 years, there's going to be an American casting your games on his YouTube channel that he solely runs, and the games are going to look like this here, and show him a screenshot, he'd be like, what? Mind blown. I think that was what happened to Sziky. So it's just fun. That's what I like about the channel is we do some newer stuff. Obviously, Caster Muse games are newer games for certain. We do the older games as well. It doesn't seem like you guys necessarily care. Like, I don't get more views for the newer stuff versus the older stuff, and I think the older stuff is fun. You get to see players you're not going to see in the current scene. And since we can load up replays for anything as old as 2009 or even older sometimes, I think that's going to be a really awesome thing to kind of look to in the future, is looking back at players who've left the scene but examining their games anyway. Anywho, macro hatch here from Sziky. Love that from him as well. I have started incorporating that into my games. Over here, check this action out. Stargate and a Citadel. Ooh, we going DT? We go in DT Corsair opening. What is this? What are these shenanigans? I don't know how old this game is. But again, based on how active iNkA was over his playing career, I can't imagine this is much older than 2008 or so. Maybe it is older, but not crazy older. Anywho, that probe is dead. These lings are going to chase it down and chomp it in the face. Speed's on the way, but not quite yet. Corsair production has begun. Hydralisk Den on the way. I'm not going to wait for the Spire. Going to get them Hydras out to deal with the Corsairs first, and then from there we can go into Mutalisks maybe if we want. But generally, if the Protoss is any good with Corsairs, you don't want to really be doing that. Though we have seen Zerg players do that on recent casts on the channel. They will go into Mutalisk, even if there's a group of 5 or 6 Corsairs out, and just try to compensate with a ton of Scourge, which can work and other times does not work. It's risky, is what I'm trying to say here. Kakaru flying around. Aw, little fat bird with little tiny wings. The Kakaru skin might be my favorite thing in all of StarCraft cartooned. Which, by the way, you can get. If you just search StarCraft cartooned, you can get it. I believe you have to have purchased remastered already. And then you can purchase cartooned on top of it. So it's, you know, not incredibly cheap if you don't already have remastered. But honestly, you should have remastered, guys. It's great. It is a great remaster for StarCraft. I haven't heard many complaints about it at all. There have been some, but not many. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, check this action out. Templar Archives. Another dead over. Even if you want it, Mr. Corsair. I mean, cool, I guess. Good vision here from Sziky as well. Sziky's really just not been bothered all that much. Right? He's up to 41 total workers here on 3 bases at 6.5 minutes. He's pretty happy about how things are going. Tossing down a Spire. Indeed, once his lair was finished. This Corsair has 0 total kills and might actually, maybe, be able to get this Overlord. There are no Hydras. There they are, coming in very slowly, but not before I think the Overlord dies. That's a sunken anyway, I was going to say. Or that evolves, but nope. Great job. Get on out. Zealots cruising on down. Okay, so again, this could also just be a Corsair speedlot style thing. Third base under attack. There's only 1 sunken here and no lurkers. Lurker aspect is on the way, but so this third base is in a lot of trouble. This is fantastic. Out of iNkA. Holy crap. Hydra's going down. Drones trying to fight against Zealots. That's never a good experience at all. They don't have any attack upgrades, but even then. And then a bunch of Lings and drones have to come in and fight these guys. Is it enough to do it? Yeah, it's enough Lings to make it happen, but how many drones died there? We're down to 33 drones. Holy crap. I know some of them died because they turned into buildings, but geez, that's a hefty number of drone deaths there. More Corsair production back on the other side. High Templar on the way here too. Maybe for Archons. But Lurker eggs do get spotted here by the Protoss player, recognizing what's going on that way. So excellent job getting the scout. Yep, there's your Archon merge because we don't in fact have Storm being researched yet. Yeah, not yet. Robotics facility coming in here from iNkA. Maybe for drops, maybe just for observers because, you know, lurkers are on the way. Queen's Nest on the way here too, so not an incredibly fast hive, but pretty quick nevertheless. Ling lurker attack moving out. A couple Hydras maybe intending to be part of that group, but they're not. Corsairs trying to find overlords to kill, and there's a couple here. But Hydras are staying home to defend against that stuff. So interesting. Ling lurker. Ling's jumping on top of these dudes. Lurker's a bigger concern. Oh, there's your Spore. Okay. So Spore is up just to dissuade the Corsairs from getting too close. Is there... Oh, there's not a Corsair at the third. How? Oh, no. Oh, there is one. Okay. He just was hiding. Alright. So, I mean, better than all these Overlords being dead, which is kind of what we're looking at right now. Look at the range on that thing. If you want, you can shoot from a good distance, a goodly distance for sure. Lurker's denying this third base of iNkA really effectively, while the Corsairs supply block Sziky again. Trying to see if there's a third base back there. There's not. And okay, so hangs on to the third base, loses a couple overlords, not the worst thing in the world, but prevents iNkA from taking a third at all. Yeah, that's a dead pylon. The probe has to run for its little proby life. And Lings are up here too. I mean, this is... You're going to try to expand back this way? I guess that's like your fallback position, right? Oh my gosh. Lurker Ling against Zealot Archon. He does have detection, which is great. And Lurkers are not that good against Archons. Oh, does survive with all of 35 HP and 12 kills. Yes, that is a boss Archon for sure. So maybe now you can take a third base here. Yeah, I did throw it on the Nexus at that safety back location, though, which I'm pretty sure he did not want to do. But sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. It's got Dragoons out, got Zealots, got Archons, and this is pretty much an anti-Lurker setup, I would say. Dragoons are so good against Lurkers if they don't have Dark Swarm protecting them. Archon's pretty good, too. Zealot's not as good, but not the worst thing either. Are these... Okay, those aren't Dropper Lords. It's just Overlords scouting out, trying to see where the army is, I guess. Sacrificing one or two of them to get that intel is not too bad. High Templar are coming out of them gateways. More and more gateways being added on here, as technically we are 3 base in it. Wants to be protected before he throws down his 4th base here. Zerg player needs a 4th. I'm telling you right now, unless you can kill this and potentially move up and kill the safety base for iNkA as well, you're going to be in a bit of trouble here, Sziky. I do enjoy the fact that you have adrenal glands on the way. You have a defiler mound coming in. Transporting for overlords is on the way. See, this is what I'm talking about. Sziky is the kind of man who will get transporting for overlords. Also, Kakaru, Kakaru, Kakaru. Oh, no. That's the sound that a Kakaru makes. I don't know that iNkA really needs to push out here necessarily. Like, Sziky is not expanding a bunch. He's not neglecting army. He's not vulnerable, but I guess if you don't have vision over here, you don't know that. Or vision over here, or vision over here. His vision is not good, is what I'm trying to say. High Templar wanders into the Lurker pit and just gets massacred. What was that all about? Trying to maybe draw into the Lurkers here. Good Storm. All right, taking down to one of the Lurkers. That's fine. But it's 125 to 84 total supply. iNkA has a lead. We're at 12 minutes, and this is where the Zerg player really needs to start getting ahead in overall supply. Defilers, Hydras, Lings getting pushed. He has fewer workers now than he did at the 6-minute mark. That is really interesting to me. It indicates he wants this game to be over soon. He would rather it not be something that he needs to get a 4th and a 5th base on. In fairness, it's destination. In fairness, if you have to take these bases as a Zerg player, it sucks. What's up, Rhinodon Pig? He's a piggy. Look at his little piggy tail. Yeah, some of the animals are completely changed by Carbot. If you don't know who Carbot is, by the way, please check him out. He's a really hilarious guy. He's an animator who does short-ish animations, 2 to 3, 4 minutes of Blizzard properties, like StarCraft, like Warcraft, like Diablo. If you like Blizzard games, you need to check him out. Carbot Animation on YouTube. He puts out a video about once a week, I believe is what it is, and there's a whole series of StarCraft videos, 20, 30, somewhere around that. StarCrafts. And they're all very, very good. Like, they are excellent. I cannot recommend them enough. I also have a Carbot plushie sitting here on my desk. It's a Carbot Zergling. So it's one of these guys, except he's purple, right? Because their default color is purple. Yep. Consume's done. Ling's on the way. Finally taking, I guess, yeah, safety hatch. Bottom left. Doesn't really feel safe enough. Okay, now expanding to his 4th base location, which, by golly, it's late. Is what it is. But it's 160 to 109 supply. This is just stuff for iNkA. He's got +2 attack rolling. It would just be a steamroll for the Protoss right now, if not for the fact that the Dark Swarm exists. Dark Swarm pretty much makes these Dragoons 50% as effective as they otherwise would be in an engagement like this one, if not less than 50% as effective. There are a lot of Zealots, there are a lot of High Templar with enough energy for Storm. And Archons, too. So I'm liking the setup we're seeing here from iNkA. He's adding on Reavers, which is a really powerful add-on in this situation. I heard that load up. I heard an Overlord load up somewhere. Here they are. Loading up, accidentally flying into the path of the entire Protoss army. Or maybe just coming over here to help defend. I don't know. Yeah, he sees this, right? Wow, we're just going, I guess. All right, moving right on in, but getting flanked from the right side. iNkA does not like that. iNkA pulling back a little bit here. Is he? He's like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go in there. There's a lot of lings. There's a lot of lurkers. Trying to back up a little bit out of the range of these lurkers. Not too bad a position for him here. The Dragoons, again, are useless, continuing to fire into the Dark Swarm here, but the Zealots cleared out a bunch of stuff that was in that Dark Swarm. He's still going to pull back, though. He doesn't like what happened. Going to wait for the Reavers, which are really good inside Dark Swarm, like excellent inside Dark Swarm. And look, it's another base for iNkA. iNkA is out expanding the, well, equal to the expanding of Sziky here. This is not good. Okay, so now, drop plan Alpha is cruising up the left side of the map here into all of the cannons. Okay, that Overlord's dead before loading anything. Okay. I mean, you have a Dark Swarm? You do! Hey! It's a Dark Swarm in here. Of course there is. Yeah, Zergling Dark Swarm against cannons is the counter to cannons. Without question, it's the best way to kill cannons. The most cost-efficient, most effective way to do it. You might say Guardians, but Guardians float themselves into the range of cannons and take hits, and can die to said cannons. Another Dark Swarm Ling attack over here at this fourth base along the right side by iNkA. This is really problematic. The Lings with Adrenal Glands are going to take down the Nexus extremely quickly. Holy smokes, that base is done. The Reavers are going to save the day. Lings are not going to kill everything that is here because Reavers exist. Replanting the Nexus, holding onto this one on the left side pretty effectively. It was a good attack attempt by Sziky. He's moving into Ultralisks now. I'm telling you, the drops, the Dark Swarm, the Lings. Sziky has all the ingredients he needs to win this game. Can he, though? Is the larger question everybody is wondering. It's still 145 to 117 supply. 20 more workers, 22 more workers here for iNkA than Sziky. Sziky has one more worker than he did at the 6-minute mark. I'm going to keep bringing this up because I don't think it's going too well for him on that worker count the longer the game goes on. Especially with the number of bases that he's on. Okay, these drones also need to get to work. Come on, Sziky! You can do it! A little bit of a Ling... Oh, transferring probes. Think of their lucky stars. We do have Plague-oo, though. We do have Plague-oo here on those Corsairs. Oh gosh, another great Plague there, too. Lings are going to get cleaned up, even though they're fighting against Plague units, just because there are some cannons here. Plaguing units doesn't make them do any less damage than they normally do, and, you know, anything that can attack a Zergling is going to kill it pretty quickly. Zerglings are squishy, squishy boys. Pretty much everything that Zerg has is a squishy boy, right? I think that's where we're at with this thing. Bit of a Ling Ultralisk attack coming up this right side. Nobody's even attempted to take the side bases today, which is fair. It's hard to do, man. What up, Bengalas? It is hard to take these left and right side bases. I think intentionally so. Look at this, though. iNkA was thinking about it. iNkA was like, well, maybe we'll go for a scout if we can't actually take that Nexus because we can't. Definitely not. Man, Sziky's Ultras. There's a lot of them down here, yo. And yeah, this initial attempt by iNkA does not like what it sees at all. There are no Reavers in the mix. Actually engaging a little bit here. Yeah, on a bridge, it's not really it's necessarily great for anyone. They're both going to back out a little bit. Reset. These Reavers, yeah, these Reavers are still defending that base. Reavers, yep, over at this base too. So he's doing a good job using Reavers as base defense. Using the rest of his army out here with a +3 attack. Looking really, really solid. More and more Archons in production, and this is where you want to start leaning a little bit more on Hydras than you do on Ling Ultra. If you're Sziky. He had 50 workers for a second there, but then I think he tossed down another macro hatch. Oh no, actually taking this left side. Okay, so Lurker, Ling, small bit of Hydra. Defending that left side base. He needs to hold on to this base, and he needs to make sure that at the very least iNkA doesn't take the right side base. Because if we're on equal base count, it's just not going to work out for the Zerg player at all, and never will. If you're on equal base count versus Protoss or Zerg, you're probably going to die. Yeah, Archons look so good in the Carbot. He looks so angry all the time, which is entirely fair, I guess. This is a pretty far push from iNkA. I don't know. Yeah, nobody really is super interested in a major pitched battle here, I don't think. Actually, you know what? iNkA's holding his ground. He doesn't want to really get into this Dark Swarm, but he's holding his ground. Yeah, that left side base is probably toast. There's a couple lurkers in range here, but the Reavers alone are just going to massacre that thing. Yeah, he's like, you know what? I was going to try to go after this bottom left area, but let's just take out this hatchery. Maybe go after, like, all of these lurkers. Oh, my gosh. +3 Archons, man, versus lurkers with, you know, +2 armor and +1 attack. Storms it down, needs a Dragoon, just one last lurker hit, bam, dead. 190 to 155 supply. iNkA is honestly doing all right, if not way ahead in this game. At 21 minutes, to be up 45 supply against Sziky on an equal number of bases is great. It is fantastique pour les Protoss. Yeah, just pulling back. He's like, you know what? I don't need to overextend here. There's nothing that says I need to engage deep down there. I'll just get little good hits with my Reavers, kill Zerg units. It's a bit slow going, but maybe sacrifice a couple Zealots. Actually, the Zealots are fine. They were surrounded for a second there, but guess what? They're totally great. They're doing fantastic. You know, iNkA's like, you know, maybe I'm maxed out. The longer I wait, the more Sziky is going to be able to max out. Plague-oo! All over the... Golly. Mostly catching Archons, which is not great, but, you know. A Dragoon and a Zealot and more Zealots caught it. No, right side base not going to happen. Detection is here, man. We're just going to drop some Reavers up here. This Archon gets jellied and doesn't care because 99% of his HP comes in shields, which are not affected by the Plague. Little Ragnarsar. Oh, Ragnarsar getting splash damaged. And dead. I think iNkA has this game won. It's a little bit early to call it. It's not like he's pushing down the throat of Sziky right now and like on top of his natural base. That would be more of a iNkA's got this game won moment. But the fact that Sziky cannot take either of these bases, left or right side, is an incredible problem for him. This is why Destination is not necessarily a Zerg map. In general. At all. Scarab damage coming on in. All right. Ultras, Archon, Storm, Dark Swarm, Lings jumping on top of these units as well. But no, once again, Sziky rebuffed. See, now it's 171 to 170 supply. So Sziky actually won that engagement. He did kill more Protoss units, was able to make more stuff in the background, didn't lose as many as you might think, and perhaps even solidified his left side base. And maybe he's even in a position to attack on into this 5th base. Or, you know, just win here in the middle, getting a really nice surround as well here. Archon, Dark Swarm, Ultralisk. The Reavers are trying to get hits off, but also taking hits. No, the Reavers don't need to take hits from Ultras. Oh my gosh, the Ultras, though. Ugh. Look at this. Look what Sziky is doing with Ling Ultra Dark Swarm. Great upgrades on his guys, too. He's got the 6 armor. He doesn't have the 3 attack. That's fine. He'll get there eventually, maybe, or maybe not. Running down, massacring a couple of cannons that iNkA was able to take on this right side. But look, left side base exists for Sziky now. And iNkA's kind of backed into a corner a little bit. He is producing additional Archons, which is fine. He's producing additional Reavers. I think he lost a couple Reavers in that last engagement, but he saved a couple with a shuttle as well, I believe. Oh, there's 3 Reavers over here. 2 Reavers here. I think he needs... It's hard. It's scary to do. But bringing those Reavers along in an engagement, having another extra 5 Reavers around would be awesome. And I know it would leave your bases exposed. I understand that. Okay, good. He did it. He did it. He's shuttling Reavers over from his 3rd base or his 4th base. And, okay, and from this other base too. Excellent. He's pulling all the forces together here. But the Ultras are here already, man. Once again, the Dark Swarm has arrived. Once again, the Ultras are not leaving. are not leaving this scenario, friends. Oh my gosh, the Storm Reaver combo seems to be doing pretty well for itself, but these Ultras, man, forcing a full retreat, bringing Reavers back. DT in the mix. Ultralisk actually takes down a DT, but the Ultras are gone. 163 to 128 total supply. iNkA feels like he's just barely holding on by the skin of his teeth here. This is a great match. Oh my gosh. I'm just getting an epic tag, but shoot. It's good so far, I gotta say. Some really nice back and forth. Hydra Ling trying to do the job. He doesn't quite have the gas to make a ton of Ultras anymore. Nice Plague, but nothing to take advantage of the Plague. All the Zerg units here are now dead. Now hoofing it over to possibly defend this space or maybe go for an attack on Sziky's newest source of income. That's, yeah, he's going for it here. He's like, there. Wow, the Reaver unloads! Oh my gosh, the special tactics with these Reavers and the shuttles. I don't know if it's counted special tactics if you're doing it on the battlefield rather than attacking someone's base, but the good Plague there too out of Sziky, but it doesn't matter. This base is toast. There are some Lings rolling on up, but these Archons are ready to rock. They have Reavers back there defending them too. Zealots in the mix. You know, Plague Zealots, so not as good as Zealots as you want them to be. These guys need to either storm something or Archon themselves. And they're going to do the Archon dance. Hang on. Extra Ultralisks are showing up. Oh, the micro, though. The micro on display here is just incredible. How many Ultralisks have died today? I want to say it's like 20. Maybe more. Okay, the base is dead. Let's pick up. Well, you know what? I was going to say pick up and get out, but there's not enough Zerg here. That's your GG. It's 155 to 100 total supply. 50 supply up, if not more here for iNkA. The right side base is technically happening. If he can hold on to the right side base and somehow sneak this left side base in again, he does have a decent shot at this. The problem is I don't know that he does, you know? iNkA's making that push. He's trying to make a game-winning push here. Oh, the Reavers again have just been so disgustingly instrumental to this game. Helping him get up ramps, helping him take down Ultralisks in general. Good storm on those Lings. Beautiful storm on those Lings. We're right on the edge of the map here. It's very strange. Oh, unloading in range of a Sunken was not great. Oh, that Scarab upgrade gives them 25 extra damage on top of the 100 that they already do. It's a good upgrade. So Sziky trying to get into Hydras here, which good, you know, pretty good against Archons. That's generally what they're here for in the late game anyway. But these Reavers, though, are really paying for themselves. 16 kill Archon, also paying for himself. Sziky's like, I can't do that. Maybe if we kill the one remaining source of income that iNkA has, we can win this. Or maybe we can defend our retaking the left side. But it's 176 to 98 supply. The numbers do not lie. The numbers often, mostly do not lie. But doesn't matter. I mean, if iNkA wanders into here and just kills this, oh yeah. Yeah, this is game over. I mean, again, when the Protoss is pushing on the other side of the map, on the Zerg side of the map especially. Alright, going for it in here. Not really bringing the Reavers in. I guess there's only 2 Sunkens. It's not a huge deal. Oh, as a Sunken ends up killing one of the Reavers. Backside attack from Sziky. Tons of Hydras wandering on in. A Plague gets tossed down on all the Protoss units here. Most of the Protoss units here. They snipe off a Reaver. Zealots getting on top of these Hydras, trying to finish them off. They do get 1 or 2 of them. The Reaver trying to fire, trying to get rid of these guys, and does manage to kill several Hydralisks. But the hatchery is down. And it's 69 total supply here for Sziky. I love the Ling Hydra choice. I really do in this situation. He does get a Reaver with this stuff. The shuttle micro from iNkA is honestly insanely good. It's really good. It's way more than I expected him to be able to do. And I think it might be the reason he won this game, is this shuttle micro with, okay, with Reavers. Keeping them alive longer. They're not alive now. That's a problem. Sziky's got this left base, but man, you're down 100 supply now. Sziky's income is not healthy, so he's trying to long distance mine from this right side base. I mean, I would say this is a banger. I would say this isn't a fantastic game, but it feels like iNkA's been ahead for the last 20 minutes. And he hasn't won, but it's just been a bit of a foregone conclusion-ish. I don't know. Alright, the Reavers have arrived, and everybody's in trouble now. You're all in big trouble. Name that movie. Alright, base down. Sziky doesn't have the resources to rebuild this hatchery if it dies. And by if it dies, I mean it's gonna die. I love the DT jump attack. Ah! Superhero landing. Yeah, one of the Reavers did die there. Oh, butt shot. Sziky is honestly... I don't know. Okay, now the hatchery is dead, and now your dreams are dead, Sziky? I think so. 37 total supply. Sziky's really standing in here. Like, really standing in here. With a Lurker and an Ultralisk. An Ultra doing splash damage on these probes would not be terrible. Well, now it's dead. Lurker doing splash damage on these probes is also not terrible. Equally not terrible. 3-2 attacks on the upgrades on these dudes. Sziky, you're still here, man. I don't, I don't really follow what's going on right now, Sziky. In fairness, yes, your opponent does not have any real great income at the moment, but especially with this Lurker killing all of his probes. He still has 52 of them. Sziky can't rebuild. He's long distance mining to rebuild his base on the left side, but finally that Lurker dies. iNkA technically has income now, which is great for him. He has a 2,000 mineral bank, though, and so he doesn't need income as much as you need income. Also, his army is much bigger. I'm honestly shocked this is still ongoing. Sziky! Man, Sziky never says die. It's going to be a lot of dead overlords to supply block Sziky here, iNkA, I promise. Trying to kill some of these probes as they're long distance transferring across the map. The 2 Ultras, a handful of Lings, and a Dream, and that's your GG! iNkA is your winner in 33 minutes and 36 seconds. Yeah, Sziky just never had that big lead he needed, man. That big supply lead he needed. It never materialized for him. He got it even. He definitely pulled even a couple times there after a couple engagements, but never got to the point where it was like, okay, it's 140 supply to 120 supply. The Zerg player has a nice lead. That means we're even in the game, because that's how Zerg works. But no. Nope. Didn't happen. So nice, really great game by iNkA, using all the tools at his disposal. I mean, no Dark Templar, no carriers, obviously, but most of this stuff. Archons, Reavers, Shuttles, Zealots, High Templar, Dark Templar. Did I say Archons? Archons were really important, though. This guy's got 0 kills. He's... What? Come on, man. You're better than this. Yeah, great stuff. Really great game from iNkA. This is what I'm talking about. This might be one of those things where it's like, I need to see more iNkA games. Maybe we'll try to find more of them. I don't know. Hoorah. All right, let's go ahead and check out the final score here after 33 minutes. Great match, honestly. Ended up being 246,000 points for Sziky, 293,000 points for iNkA. Big time. Outproduced the Protoss player as much as you want to, but just the kill-death ratio was exactly what a Protoss player wants, and that was the problem. Resources, end of the day, more resources for iNkA across the board. More gas mine, more minerals mine, more total spent. And as a Zerg player, you just can't do that against a Protoss player who's any good, and iNkA is any good. Hoorah. All right, well, that's gonna be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and Cartooned. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.